We are afflicted in every way, but not constrained. Perplexed, but not driven to despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. I can't think of any words that better typify the lives of St. Isaac Jogues and his companions. They came from France to evangelize the New World, and they operated with the Huron Indians up in upper state New York near the border of Canada and the United States. And the Hurons were slowly starting to accept the faith. The Iroquois were always at odds with the Hurons, and they were attacked and they captured St. Isaac Jogues. It tortured him greatly. Later he was released by some bargaining that the Iroquois had with some Dutch traders. He went back to France to recuperate. And when he was there, he could have retired kind of a hero. They recognized all that he went through, all the torture. But he didn't. He felt called to go back to the New World. And so he went to the Pope and got special permission to celebrate the Mass with other parts of his fingers, because the Indians had either cut or burnt or chewed off his fingers. And back in the day, the priest was only allowed to hold the Eucharist with a few fingers. And so he had to get special permission with the Pope to celebrate with the rest of his hands that remained. He came back and eventually was captured once again and killed. But not without having sowed the seeds that he and his brother priests, like St. John de Brebeuf, who I believe started to translate the catechism into the Huron language. And I think he's responsible for the baptism of something like 7,000 Native Americans. That legacy lives on even to today. The question for us today is, what are we willing to sacrifice for Christ? It says that we're struck down but not destroyed, and carrying about in our body the dying of Jesus. And sometimes God calls us to do things that may be something as simple as saying God bless you when someone sneezes instead of just saying bless you. Sometimes it's something that might seem inconvenient, like going down to pray in front of an abortion clinic when it's raining and cold and dreary. But is that anything compared to the people that have suffered to get us and our faith to where we are today? It kind of breaks my heart when I hear people say, well, I went on vacation, but I missed Mass because I was staying with my daughter and son-in-law, and they wouldn't take me to Mass. And how many diapers did you change for them when they were little? How many times did you miss dinner because you were busy sewing a Halloween costume for them, or taking them shopping to get this or to get that? It's not too much to ask to allow us to practice our faith. And in this world where we don't listen to one another anymore, it's so important that we quietly prove our faith, even if it's inconvenient or embarrassing. To gently do it, not to beat people over the head with it, but to gently let them know about our faith. Maybe something as simple as hearing someone sick and saying, well, I'll say a prayer for them. Very seldom do you have anyone say, oh no, don't bother. In this world, we'll increasingly be criticized and chastised and maybe even mocked for our Christian faith, especially our Catholic faith. But now is our time to shine. Now is our time to be just a little bit of a martyr in this world, not for our own good, but for the good of the world itself.